Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. My name is John Anelli, and I'm back at you with another beer review. And today I am looking at Kona Brewing Company's Longboard Island Lager. Now, I bought a six-pack of this for $9.99. So let's see how it is. This beer is 4.6% alcohol, 20 IBUs. It was originally brewed in Hawaii and imported, but now it says on the side of the label, brewed and bottled by Kona Brewing Company, Fort Collins, Colorado, for Kona Brewing Company, Kona, Hawaii. Now, I do have a fresh date. This was bottled on April 3rd, 2018. So let's go ahead and give this thing a pour and see what we've got. Actually poured pretty nicely. It's a light golden color. Might even say that it's a straw colored beer. It's got about a one finger head, which is dissipating pretty quickly. Very few streaming bubbles going up the side of the glass. Nothing to write home about. Alright, smell some barley malt. Some clean water. Maybe some hops as well, indistinguishable hops. Smells pretty good overall, so let's go ahead and get into this thing and see what we're looking at here. Cheers, guys. All right. Barley malt up front. You get some breadiness, a little biscuitiness in the middle of the sip, and then it drops off really nicely at the end. Super dry finish. It is crisp, very light bodied. There's really just not enough carbonation in this beer, though, for me. It doesn't, for as light bodied of a beer as this is, I feel like it should be a little bit more prickly. It should be more lively as a light style lager. And it's just, if you guys can just see there, the carbonation is pretty much non-existent with this beer. It pours nicely at first. It gives you a nice, 1 to 1.5 finger head, which dies down really quickly. And then what you're left with is this. And the camera probably doesn't even really do it justice, but it just looks almost like a flat beer. There's just not any carbonation going on with this, which is really disappointing because the flavors are there for the most part. I mean, it is a light style, light bodied beer to begin with, so the prickly carbonation factor would really up the quality of this beer, in my personal opinion, but I'm just not getting any. And like I said, the finish is pretty crisp and clean. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say that it has a crisp finish. A crisp finish is reserved for a beer with nice carbonation, but it does have a clean finish, and it is pretty refreshing. At 4.6%, this is definitely a sessionable beer. Would go well on a hot summer's day. That carbonation, though, is a big thing that I would really like to see more of with this beer. And I do have a fresh date, so it's not that it's an outdated bottle or anything like that. And this is the third one that I've had out of the six pack, so I've had a couple of these beers already, and they all are about the same. So let me get another sip in, and I'll go ahead and give you guys a rating. Yep, the flavors are there. The carbonation is lacking though, and for me that's really a big deal with this particular beer because it is such a light-bodied beer that should be super crisp and refreshing on a hot summer's day, and that carbonation or lack thereof of carbonation really drops this one down for me. It is good, but it's just borderline good because that carbonation is just simply not there, and I really want that with this beer. So, and the price point at $9.99 a six pack, I feel that that's kind of a ripoff. It's hard to recommend this beer at $9.99 a six pack. If you can get a single, I would recommend that you do that. It is good. It would be something that I would recommend that you try. I just don't recommend spending $10 for a six pack of beer like this when you can get, um, PBR or Coors Banquet, Miller High Life. They're all cheaper. They're all better than this one. So for a rating, I'm just going to go 80 out of 100. It's a B minus. It's just above average for me. Um, it just doesn't have enough carbonation. It's not very lively, and that's the main reason that this beer just doesn't do it for me. It needs more carbonation, little bit more zip with it, and crispness that is lacking because the lack of carbonation with this beer. So anyway, 80 out of 100. That'll do it for this review, guys. Hope you guys are having a great day, and until next time, cheers.